continue. 30 points for that juicy little chicken dinner.
The distribution from across the Indian region and to the best players, and it's getting harder and harder to really stand up.
Yesterday, of course, there will be some teams with 0 matches played, so they will be on 0.
Their chicken dinners on the board.
First plane going to be on a southwesterly cut. Isolating Cosmodrome a little bit more difficult. We saw that it was zoned in towards there yesterday, so we'll have to see if they're able to have a similar set of rotations. It all depends on this first circle. Let's see where people stop.
Yeah. So I would love that. Let's get it.
Wow.
That's a huge shift
towards that river, but DAKU on the other side of this town at the moment. Not going to clash too.
They've got the history behind them. Ronak gets knocked early by Rip, I believe it would be, and there's no one around, so that's just going to be him bleeding out, and unfortunately Soul also losing a member quite early.
Yeah, that is actually really, really early. As you say, only 3.5 minutes in and already 2 players are gone.
Maintain that as we head into the semi-finals, because like we've already mentioned, semi-finals are where things get even tougher for these teams. Mortal currently overlooking ISO as the rest of Soul move into their location. Bit of a contest here. This is such a tricky area of the map to fight in. I really struggle with this when I play myself, because there's just, it feels like anyone can be anywhere. These buildings allow for many different, I guess, entry and exit points.
See what else they're able to do. ISO give away their location now. Soul thinking twice about crashing into this cops and buildings, this hamlet, this small edge.
And it's really smart play from Soul, because like we've mentioned many times from Soul, this is a placement-heavy tournament. Is where the points really lie, and so for these teams, they need to be getting themselves into the end points of the circle, I suppose.
And these players just bearing straight on down on them. Heel gets knocked again. That's the second knock. It's super dangerous now as he is going to start to bleed out, and with the Soul players already rotating away from him, it's going to be so difficult to get to his position. Mortal trying to make the break, but fortunately Ninja runs out of ammo, but Sidhu, he's got plenty left in the clip.
This is not looking good for Soul here. Two members already knocked here. It looks like Oasis just going to make the runaway. Mortal going to go out very early into this game as well, and across the board we see Insidious crashing into Rip officials, so a lot of teams struggling in this early game. This is very unconventional of the Indian region, John. Yesterday we were praising how good everyone from Groups A and Group B were playing purely for circle placement and then trying to own the circle later on. We had like phase 6 circles with 10 teams remaining. This is such a stark contrast to yesterday's Vikendi.
But this is the thing as well, though. There's still 16 teams in.
The fact that they're going to have damaged armor as well as helmets, and it's really difficult to upgrade those once you leave your boutique locations. Get ourselves into AUG with that AR suppressor for a lucky team. Maximus Alpha receiving shots from Team India from across the compound. And
they've already taken one down. They're spraying it on. They're going to give the knockback as well, but Carry pushes on, looking for the confirm, but goes down himself. King now on the flank, looking for the confirms. The Italian Tigers, as you call them, aren't going to be able to have any more wars in this one.
I'm so disappointed in myself, John. Every time I think Mario, it's pretty bad. It's just creeping into my head.
Yeah.
It's me, Indian Tigers. It's bad.
With it, INS, Insidious are going to have a little bit of a feast on that one.
What a rubbish rotation coming through from the Brawlers. What they do get here, I believe, is a rotate back to Dark, who got knocked, and so maybe they can resurrect him here, bring him back to life. Cut their loss.
In the north, it should be pretty chill between DAKU and ISO.
Crossing on to Castle Island, and then they'll have to make another push off Castle Island. Insidious, they're saying hi to Soul Oasis, but he's going to hide in the shack and doesn't want to show his face.
He's channeling his inner Omen from that previous game, Team Insidious. You remember he was able to pop out and win it from the back on a really nice flank. Backstab, playing from the shack is the speciality of Insidious. We'll see if they're able to do something similar.
Out in 16th.
Not the performance they were looking for. 3rd place from yesterday. They got decimated a little bit early on in this map, so it is unfortunate that they did go out in this fashion. But in the future, Team Insidious, we talked about them quite a lot. Smokey, the IGL, really putting in.
Spitz knocked already. Phoenix trying to spray down on the bridge, but he gets popped very controlled. Tempest there with the G36. And only one man standing for PixL Spades. They're going to be under fire here. It's Rain in the... I think he's on the other side of the wall.
Contact with them. They've managed to take control of the corner of this compound so far, which means that they have got a little bit of cover. But SWAT, they still have a very firm claim to this position.
just going to set up in separate houses here, John. MegaStars going to have one to themselves, whereas SWAT is a little bit more spread out. Oasis really just hugging the circle here, very close rotations, or sorry, not early, like phase 4, phase 5 rotations is where we see many teams drop.
Shack Dweller,
Yeah, Mega, Retribution, SWAT, and Insidious, as well as GodsReign, really close to each other. We might even have about 4 teams lose their lives on this next rotation here.
And that's going to get the knock. The smoke has already bloomed, though. The team were ready and waiting with those. As we flip over on the western side.
Yeah, SWAT's trying to get out of this compound here. All these teams trying to push into the circle. ISO continuing the frags onto Learn From Past, but Learn From Past has the premier location. DAKU, just to the north of them, may look to third party. They can get angles on ISO, which puts them in a really tough position. And when we switch back over to the other side of the map, it's GodsReign trying to take this compound from 8 and crashing into each other. Matt gets the first knock. This fight's still breaking out between ISO and Learn From Past in your bottom screen, but it looks like 8-bit are pushing. Well, Twister and Shazam, last man standing. 8-bit take the building. 2 knocks, unfortunately for them. Can Ash keep this one alive for 8-bit, John?
They don't have the circle timing as well. 30 seconds is all that's going to remain as the circle does come in for the next shift. The more pushing coming through, and that's 8-bit eliminated, going out to 12th there. GodsReign, they will stand just about 3 knocks, very low health HP on section.
Minute and 14 seconds to figure this one out for GodsReign. They've got plenty of time. They do have to worry about Team India down the lots of teams with 4 team players remaining here as Learn From Past crash on into Team India from across the compound, but they will wipe out Learn From Past. 9 teams remaining, John, in phase 6.
Yeah, and of course, Maximus Alpha, a decent position there, but Team India really are the ones we're looking at right now. Very, very central. That western side of the hillside is a really dangerous push as Maximus Alpha have position as well.
Yeah, it's very Team India compound. They certainly can do it. Rip trying to take out the members of ISO who are trying to push it.
Team India, really the prime targets for our attention moving forwards here. They have that central spot. Is anyone
down? I think there's only 1 man standing for Retribution. 7 teams remaining. We've got a minute to look at the new circle here. I say that. Rip, great angle into GodsReign, and it's going to be quite a few members eliminated. I think GodsReign have the biggest push as well. It's shifted over towards the east, hopping straight down. The rotation a little bit slow from Team India. Still 18 seconds left here as Twister gets pushing on in, snaking it up as A and B gets caught out by Team India.
Isn't going to get down though, so he's still alive. He can snake it around behind the darts.
Big frag.
Big frag coming in,
That's
looking to go for it. Right, might be right on top of Hitman.
It is.
Does get a chunk of his HP, but not going to knock him down, and that's the crucial part. We'll see that is going on as
Retribution spraying towards Team India. Team India spraying back towards MegaStars. Here comes the push from Maximus Alpha through the smokes, but now they're in the open. Here comes the spray down straight on top of MegaStars. And these Darcyrs are not long for the world. 2 knocks already onto Maximus Alpha. The rest of the guys going to be approaching on foot. You can see King there trying to get on in, but he's going to get sprayed down as well. Only 1 man standing for Maximus Alpha as MegaStars are patient on the draw and punish Maximus Alpha for the quick trigger finger. Can just leave 1 man standing here, Leo, to
yeah, so only 3 up, and they are starting to take more heavy casualties. MegaStars really having a really strong go at it.
Yeah, MegaStars are spread here, and there's 2 knocks already for Team India. Scout, OP, and Trance are not in this fight. That just leaves 2 members for Team India behind the UAS, and the smoke is dispersing. That's going to be Shadow close to the action. If Team India can take down Shadow, then they can convert this into a 2v2 and have a real shot at it. We're in phase 9, and phase 9 means the circle closes completely, and it's going to close towards MegaStars as well. So realistically, Team India need to take Shadow down, and they do.
They managed to get the position.
They
have already lost 1 going down as well. Now it's just Kratos left in a 1 versus 2, and I think they might have spotted him out. Nope, they're just going for the pre-fire. Now MegaStars, they need to have the bead on. Of course, that down teammate can give them a little bit more information. You can see they're going to have to finish Shadow off before they go any further. And now it's just Kratos, last man standing for Team India, has the cover.
He has the cover, but the circle's pushing onto him. He has to make the move. It's going to hurt here. He's behind the tree, but it's not going to work. MegaStars coming in as they take the chicken dinner on Vikendi.
Someone we haven't really been paying too much mind to, but they come in.
Competition here, 1st, 3rd, and 5th as far as standings are currently considered. They just didn't really perform to our expectations of them as teams.
So it is a pretty central plane at the moment. They should just be relative.
Sarah as well. At least a couple, I believe. We'll see how many do go there. People love it. Kato, of course, is really good.
To pick up their feet, and if one of them gets knocked out early, that might be
Looked themselves. That first phase, I missed it, actually.
sort of razz it through. You need to be a little bit more careful here. You need to be aware of where those click faces are, because those drops can be fatal. Early on, pretty devastatingly as well for them. Really wasn't the greatest start, so they're coming out swinging. They're making it happen.
Here comes the rotations as Rain taking a bit of fire here.
Oh.
Marvi wiped. No, Sayum and Prince wiped, I should say. Carry is there. Marvi shoulder picks. Okay, Marvi, I play this one.
Gets them down onto Original. There's 2 players remaining for SWAT. Trying to go for the flank. You've got Rain up in the building, trying to go for the peak, but gets downed again. Carry is there. He's flinging out the bullets, making it last one as well. All 3 go over everyone at the moment. These rotations really don't need to come on in because, of course, the map is still so big inside this first circle that there's very little chance of crashes. It's really just going to have to be a win.
DAKU taking the fight to MegaStars on the other side of town, and you can see that MegaStars are struggling with the knocks coming through.
Because, of course, LED just completely isolated. The Mini 14, though, from the window is...
Will DAKU continue to look for this fight before they can move away in their vehicle here?
Should be a lot of power, but you can see the DAKU...
From their hilltops, you could say. ISO still chilling and Hacienda here. DAKU are out in 15th. Not sure I can really say anything about that play from DAKU, except it was uncoordinated.
In this current circle.
Yeah, just south of Graveyard. Looks like Nova Ken Martin's the hill to play for.
That's brutal as well, because it's so hilly. It's so difficult for these teams on the east to rotate in. They need to make some really fast rotations now.
And not only that, Zen Martin only has 2 locations you can rotate onto. It's the northern side, up near the San Martin town, and it's the Picardo side, and you have to move all the way around that hillside. The rest of it is cliff face, and because it's so high up compared to the Valley of Graveyard, makes things very difficult. Yeah, Trans is not quite going to be able to connect that
flank of the circle, but everybody's going to be looking to get there too.
And above them is Team Soul, Team India as well, so whilst Insidious...
Push to be sure, as 8-bit, they're trapped in a valley.
Currently struggling here. But they don't have the meds right now. Viper just going wide on that shot onto ISO. And it means for them, they're not going to be able to get it. You can see already,
there he is,
just
under
on the top.
on the vehicle.
No, it's not going to connect. You can see right now, the circle has shifted once more to the north. Is Scouter...
Doesn't have too many meds to be playing with, but 8-bit make the push and they make it work. PixL Spades taking a lot of damage, only 1 now left standing. HB, look at this, the 4-man rotation coming out from Soul. They're going to be an absolute firing squad, but Riser is rising over these ridges and dealing
shots. And here we go. Here your team's alive. Brawlers still with 5. Insidious with 4. Rip Official with 4. 8-bit somehow keeping 4 alive, but Ash might go down to the zone in just a second here.
Yeah, he's going to get knocked. And with Soul just bearing straight down on you. One team they rolled through, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it again. 8-bit go down. Team India.
Trance up in the north, I believe, still alive for Team India. Soul managed to make this rotation work for them, but unfortunately Mortal going to be lost towards the play zone. See Insidious just holding out as much as possible here. Still 4 men alive for them. They've got quite a few teams from the...
Soul getting knocked out on the rotation. It was going to be a difficult journey for them. They made it as far as they could, but they stopped in 8th. We're seeing them go down there.
Retribution about to crash into Insidious here. Teams in one go. Currently the Brawlers have a really nice northerly position, but the circle has shifted down to the south.
Get it. Very little damage done to Mazik as well, so, but he is lacking a little bit on that armor. He's only got level 1 and it's very damaged.
5 teams remain and everyone's pushing in here. MegaStars getting overrun a little bit by GodsReign. We'll have to see if they're able to keep on hold. All the teams struggling as far as members are concerned. Packages raining on it. No one's going to go for
That's the second knock onto final boss as well, so really going to be unlucky to go down. Will get shot out there by GodsReign, and now it's just Shadow lying down in a ditch, waiting for his execution.
Or waiting to make the hero play, John. We'll have to see. MegaStars.
One of the two.
Certainly wanting to put up a big performance here on their first match day of the semi-finals. Phase 6 about to close on in. Most of the teams have made it in. Shadow, though, very close to those vehicles, and Cartoon's trying to blow them up from range.
There he goes.
Here comes GodsReign to finish off the MegaStars, and they're going to be able to successfully do it without losing a casualty as well. Phase 6 closing Where will it shift? It's the most important factor of this circle.
Personal, try and breach the top of this hill and then roll down and see what they can do.
Lieutenant could be in trouble if he exposes himself to Insidious. He's decided that he has to focus on one team. It looks like the Indian Tiger's going to be the ones that he's focusing on. The only issue is that he's been sprayed on down in that process here. GodsReign still keeping 4 members alive, but a couple knocks are there. Keep that in mind. The zone is starting to close now, and the Indian Tigers have the furthest rotation into the circle here, as Carrie's trying to put out when he needs it the most. Refreshes it at a key time. It could be crucial to GodsReign success.
Insidious just a little bit further down the hill. Indian Tigers, they're biding their time, and this hillock will be the last stand coming through. A nice couple of shots raining in from Smokey. Insidious still going strong. They don't have too much more troops to go, but they are going for another duel as well. GodsReign looking to go for the double peak. They will eliminate Team Insidious in 4th place.
3 teams remain. GodsReign, the Brawlers, and the Indian Tigers fighting it out for the #1 here on Alpha. Indian Tigers here, not able to find the fight. Brawlers finally from the south popping shots at Lieutenant, and somehow Lieutenant gets away from it.
Brawl down the hill now. They have a little bit of a strong position going on as well, but they do need to try and push and get some of that circle. Their throwables should start to come on out. You can see Mavi still there waiting in the wings. Everyone needs to try and dethrone GodsReign at the moment from the top of this hill. And there's a good performance going in. The nade is going on up. Where's it going to land? Not going to be able to get too much damage.
That GodsReign will lose this one, John.
It's going to be certainly difficult for them to do so with all of their members up and alive. Live and kicking, ready for those frags. Might start to just make their push. The smoke's actually coming down from Brawlers, and if they team up with Mavi, they might be able to get something done, but Mavi has other ideas. They go for the duel, they go for the trades.
GodsReign
These 2 teams fight it out. If one of them goes down, they know they have a massive advantage. As it stands, they do not want to be third parties.
No, not at all. GodsReign trying to hold out.
Oh, that's the blue hitting Mavi. One
Taking
down.
on down.
2.
Only 1 member left here for the Brawlers. Can he do it? Iconic. Look for the spray down. Massive jump from Manu, and it gets the kill. GodsReign taking down Miramar in dominant fashion.
They're able to get plenty of kills with it as well. 6 should be just about enough to get it done. And that will go. I think there's always a guaranteed location within the existing circle where you will be in the next circle. So you can kind of figure it out there, but let's take...
Force to reckon with here in the semi-finals.
We saw this is the majority of the 2-map teams that are playing today.
And departments, others are going over towards North and South George Paul. Retribution love their bit of George Layer. You can see Indian Tigers and SKUL fighting it out for control of the docks here. Very dangerous terrain to be fighting as well.
What do pros say about docks?
Yeah, you're just categorically wrong there, John. Gakka is the worst. No? I hate it.
No. You see, this is where you're wrong, because he's got a VSS.
Oh.
That's the way. That was dangerous. Not really looking to go for that engage on the south side of this island.
In match 4 of Erangel yesterday, Erangel
fighting near the broken wall. They have a little bit of cover. Viper soon to follow, gets a little bit of damage chucked on his way. They haven't really been able to give anything out as well to Rip. In come the full Soul squad, but you can see Rip official, they have some pressure.
Soul have the big white house, the height of this compound, and Rip have just bounced themselves between 2 unfortunate locations. Brawlers have taken their point A, Soul contesting their point B. They get the first knock with a nade. Good stuff coming through from the Rip officials, but of course they can't push on into the big white house here to confirm that. The res will come through from Ronak onto Oasis. Of course, a bit of damage dealt to him. That's a good nade. Ooh, not quite around the corner.
Yeah, not quite into the door there.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, it certainly would have been, but this is pretty much a stalemate at this stage. Soul really have the advantage in terms of they have the tempo. Rip official, they're just waiting for these guys to peak. There's no way they can storm this house.
And it all finished on that easterly hills, just northeast of Milta. Can they repeat it is the question, John. They're certainly familiar with the terrain and know how to shot call around it, understand the locations they have to be to make that work. He gets his tire pops. He's going to have to get off that the buggy as quickly as possible as Insidious get wrecked here.
India's getting taken down a peg as well. The smoke's starting to come through. They are giving out, though, onto Team ISO. Only 1 team has gone down. They have 2 players still remaining for India.
Satan, no!
Oh, no. Maximus Alpha now can come under fire from MegaStars. Are they going to be able to find it? No, he's able to get away. Satan saves himself from the jaws of death, and they are going to continue to roll on through.
That's going to be Kratos knocked as well. It's only Trance left alive for Team India. Caster's Curse, John, praising their last Erangel performance in this zone. And now they've got 3 members knocked. What will Trance be able to do here? you have to think that not much. ISO have height advantage.
Insidious still have Smokey left alive, but that's pretty much it for them. They've been decimated. They need to try and stick on in if they want to come on through. They are the best performing team on Erangel, and this is disastrous. This is exactly what you were saying. It's what we saw before. And that's Team India taking a lot of casualties. Two of them.
See that Indian Tigers are going to move away now.
This is the top 3 teams performing on Erangel. Insidious, India.
With ISO overwatching.
GodsReign. Only having that one player there stuck. The Brawlers have that tower, but
ISO
the players do. Indian Tigers have got Mavi there. On the south side, you've still got this standoff between Soul and Rep.
It's going out first. This could be GodsReign.
Players meds as well on board. He should be able to make it in, and maybe, just maybe, able to catch MegaStars off guard as he goes on through. But look,
only one man able to run around and fire as Trance tries to snake his way.
Wiped on out of the map. They are going to go down. There's Transballing as well, meaning that Team India are out of the running.
Yeah, Team India, Retribution losing their lives. DAKU trying to take out GodsReign. And I think they were successful in their efforts as well. I don't see them anymore. SWAT under heavy fire from ISO as the neighbor rage keeps flying, but they're not quite getting them into the shack windows. And Original will survive for now, as ISO now fighting for location against DAKU official up on the northern side. 8-Bit finally having to push on into the yellow houses where Soul have the garage building.
They have got the control for now.
Currently,
this one for Ted coming on through, and Soul now are really at risk. Viper very, very low, will go down. They are going to take it out. There's a third party indeed. The shot's going to still rain through. Aways still not quite there, not quite ready. Riser looking for the confirm, but Aways not able to protect his. Tearing over onto the MegaStars. Shadow has been knocked, but they're challenging. Final boss looking to try and stop that confirm coming on through. Shadow, though, will be bleeding out in this
bit as they make their rotation from the east here.
Final boss, he lobs in the nade. He's looking to try and get something done with it. Not going to be able to get too much, I don't think. SWAT's still going. They're still holding.
Very kind to them. They don't actually have much cover. Learn from past as they push on in, snake it in. Just above 8-Bit, might actually be on that Rockiva. ISO finally make the push down to the trees. Keeps him alive, and Paradox will get spotted snaking it. There is another member of Learn from Past, Swag, spraying down to try and trade the kill, but not successful. It looks like Original popping some shots over. Avi, does he have a nade to deal with the two members here? Very difficult to get one into the window.
Not too sure he needs to go for it, though. Said he could just bide his time. His team's at his back. They start to get knocked as well. They turn it around just a little bit. You can see, though, 8-Bit getting eliminated in 5th position. So they are going to go out now. 14 Brawlers going down. ISO still hold the top of the hill. They have really good cover at the moment, but this rotation needs to be moving towards SWAT. SWAT have to come out of this. You can see Sudu the whole time was pushing out wide, able to get the shot off the return knock. Original now trapped in the corner like a rat.
He's just, I mean, this is inevitable. I am inevitable, says Original, and he cocks an aid. Runs out into his step.
Sees what he can get. Oh, in the meantime as well, PixL Spades got eliminated. That is going to be the winners coming up the top of the hill. It will be ISO with a couple of kills as well under their belt. A really strong performance coming on in.
35 points on day 2, so it's not even a little bit of a late drop for Omen, but the rest of the squad will make it there. I am looking over towards the east. The
question, but it will be definitely difficult, and they have to play the edge of the circle pretty much all the time moving forwards.
Certainly. You see, Maximus Alpha wanted the U compound, and Rip Official are already here. This time, though, you have to praise it. Maximus Alpha actually sending a scout out, and the 3-man later on. You can see Insidious getting fired upon by Pain Retribution from John. No. The Brawler's like, okay, go away. But the place they're going towards is Maximus Alpha's compound.
In last time on Erangel, Soul in the building, and Rip trying to push onto them in the lower part of the compound. No matter where they are on the map, this always happens. These two teams, direct rivals, and it seems like this time Soul have got the bead on them.
That
exactly
nade from Mortal was perfection. Coming on through, gets the confirm and the knock onto Paratosh, and this time Soul are fighting Rip Official for the location. Unfortunately, Viper going to lose their life trying to trade the kill onto Sky here. Tempest taking damage as well. If Soul can take out these compounds to 2 stories and the mansion building as the fight breaks out, Mortal, another kill for him.
Insidious are getting pushed on as well. You can see in your picture-in-picture. They're really quite low. Only one of them remains standing. Looks for the trade. Is going to be able to get it done. And they have a little bit of respite over on the Insidious duel, but so does Soul. They might just be able to get up. Just Tempest now standing for Rip Official.
I love this from Soul. They needed to make a big play. They've been underperforming so far in the PUBG Mobile Club Open. They decide to rest on their laurels here. They love to pub stomp, and they're trying to pub stomp Rip Officials here. Only Tempest left alive in the U compound. That's going to be Rip Officials in trouble. Brawlers as well. We talked about them earlier. We've actually lost a team, John. Who was it?
Not sure.
We missed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was actually. It might have been the people pushing onto Insidious. I think that might have been it.
It might have been Insidious for all we know.
No, Insidious is still standing. I caught it in the picture-in-picture. I'm pretty sure. We'll see what else comes out. Is Tempest. He needs to make the spray. Goes to the peak, goes out wide, but he's not going to be able to land the shots. And Soul stands strong. They eliminate Rip Official, one of the top performers so far in the tournament.
Yeah, no, they needed that Soul. They needed it for not only their placements, but for their confidence.
Absolutely. In
the PUBG Mobile Club Open, for their fans as well here in India. That's 5 kills. Indian Tigers losing a member there as they rotate in. Soul, basically the anchors of the circle, trying to fight off the Indian Tigers and Team India as well. Oasis so far forward. Here comes that replay as well of the fight as Team India sprayed onto the Indian Tigers here, and it was actually
might be good, but Soul come under the fire.
This is a good nade.
They get confirming it as well. Mavi is going to get the nade out. Don't think it's going to hit anyone. Maybe Kratos might just be affected by it, but the spray's there. Gets taken down instantly. The flick goes down, and India wipe out these 2 players for Team Indian Tigers.
Yeah, it's Curry who's a little bit further to the south here, anchoring for the Indian, and he's going to go down. That's going to be Team India eliminated in 13th position, and potentially Curry can even get Mavi up here.
I'm not too sure. They are in the blue, so he might just continue to tick away. Let's have to wait and see. Yep, Mavi goes down, so they didn't get the res. Only 1 player now left for the Indian Tigers. So they have to try and make their way in, but another bad
of the circle. There's a lot of teams to the east as well.
Good.
Can Sega find the cock? He's just going for the UAS here, and that's not going to be an issue for Retribution.
Yeah, I mean,
just to be able to confirm A and B for himself here. Indian Tigers have just crept into the circle. You can see in the top left, top right of your screen on the minimap.
All the spots out for Tell.
Maximus Alpha, third parting onto GodsReign, struggling against SWAT as the fire comes through. Lancer spraying onto Carry from the Indian Tigers.
Last player for them.
Last player, like you mentioned, playing for possession. And again, it's the Indian Tigers sending 1 man into the end of the circle, which has been the story of their day-to-day. Phoenix will go down as SWAT able to find another kill for themselves here. In fact, stolen by GodsReign. Cheeky.
What I'm looking for is Team Soul. All performances moving on, but ISO now having a conflict with 8-Bit up and down the hill. 8-Bit seems to be coming out good, but you've got Sidhu. A little bit of
off screen here. 10 teams remaining, and the firefight still enraged. ISO struggling to hold up against 8-Bit as they push up the Maximus Alpha, now clashing with DAKU. Sega trying to get rezzed by Rahil. Shane also losing their lives as well, John. Not quite able to...
He should have spotted Diptesh falling out a little bit lower. Oh, so that was third party. Patel got taken down by Learn from Past. He's going to be able to get it done in a ways. Look at that. 5
teams remaining. Learn from Past. 8-Bit SWAT official. Team Soul and Max.
They've already managed to make that drop as well. So they have a really strong position, because if everybody's going to be forced to come down, having that position everyone's running to is going to be very strong. But SWAT...
Times in competitive experience, and now you have to make your mark. 8-Bit pushing into the circle, taking that southern flank. Mortal swiping. SWAT out, I believe. No, it's just to confirm onto SWAT. Learn from Past down the hill using the DAS here, so they can get down quickly, and now Jingers Learn from Past, able to third party onto that one.
8-Bit taking casualties. Soul still holding strong for now. Maximus Alpha as well. Just Ash for the team. Maximus Alpha taking shots as well. Soul really strong into this final circle.
King, can he survive? Hits the deck, goes down.
It came on through. It got a lot of damage over onto Swag as well. This might be the... You see, they're just popping over meds at the moment. Ash, yeah, he's dropping all his stuff.
Yep, here comes Swag pushing down the hill. Able to get on down. Snaps has the shot towards Oasis. Does Ash have any nades? He's going to push for the smoke. The reload on the AK. Wants to try and make the hero play onto all of his sprays. Ash! 1 more to go. He doesn't quite get it. Oasis holds him through. But here comes Learn from Past pushing on in. 1 knock for Oasis. Needs to get 3 more. Looking for it all, but he can't do it. It's Learn from Past taking the final match of Erangel in dominance. dominant fashion.
But Soul, look at the kills they were able to rack up as well. Huge numbers being posted, and again, it is once more a chaotic finish quarry. One of my favorite things to watch. It's so important to be able to hold that ground and be able to move up and down freely, and when you are denied that, it feels like the life is just being choked out of you, and that's exactly what everyone was able to do there to hold it down to the final circles. Beautiful performances coming in from Learn From Past. They knew exactly what they needed to do. They had the great position. They came in from the south. They had that rich control time and time